Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to enjoy the benefits of the new nationalized healthcare system in effect here above the darkened deeps of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Single-payer system, you say, Darkest Dungeon? Hell yeah. It works for Canada, and it seems to be working here in this isolated, haunted manor. We're simultaneously fighting a little bit of disease and promoting healthy lifestyles, locking in some positive quirks, getting rid of a few ailments. It seems to be on the up and up, and it's all on the taxpayer's dime, not costing us one tiny red cent. By taxpayers, of course, I mean the creatures and critters who live down in the actual dungeon, whose misery and suffering are the fuel that drives the economy of this entire hamlet. Which leads me to wonder, Canada, just exactly what are you up to up there north of the border? What are you guys getting up to? Darkest Dungeon teaches us that such largesse of good health can only be achieved with the pain and despair of someone else. And it begs the question, Canada, it begs the question, who are you using to purchase? Whose pain and despair fuels your economy? It's Prince Edward Island, isn't it, Canada? Yeah, see, we're on your shit. We all remember why it's the little province that nobody ever talks about. Like, oh, nobody ever mentions Prince Edward Island. Why not? You know why they don't ever mention Prince Edward Island? Because they're the ones. Canada's deep, dark secret. That's who Canada holds in tribute for their Hunger Games. When the Hunger Games come around, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we present Prince Edward Island as tribute. They will take all of this suffering unto themselves. I know your damn game. I really want these Brawler's gloves. They are excellent. Also, All Saints Day, we get a town event. More importantly, we would get the deeds. There's a lot to recommend this quest. We need these deeds for an upgrade. Brawler's gloves are fantastic. 6,750 gold doesn't suck. And we get town event All Saints Day, which I don't know specifically what it does, but it probably does something. The Berserk Mask is interesting, but I don't really want to go fight a long 90% of rooms to get a Berserk Mask. Do we have a team that can pull this dungeon off then? That's really the only question that remains is, do we have a crew who's got what it takes to get down in there and get the job done? And I think the answer is a pretty resounding yeah, we probably really do. So we could take Trinity, we could take Sophia Pelletier, Oberyn Washburn. I think that's a pretty strong team. What we really need is just a healer of some variety to go in with that. And this may seem unconventional, but I'm going to take Rita Morgan in as our healer on this. I know she's a little underleveled, and it would leave what's left of this team down here without a healer, but it's Bubba Blue and Sybil Branson. We don't give a single shit about Sybil Branson. I'm sorry, Sybil, I just don't. Your character was dull, uninspired, and uninteresting, and killing her was the only thing they ever did with Sybil that anybody cared about at all. Bubba, we can always bootstrap him. It's fine. If we want to, we'll just take him in. We'll bootstrap him later. Problem solved. So let's do a little upgrade here. If we are going to take Rita Morgan in, who's, not quite punching above her weight, we want to make sure she's got all the best that we can possibly outfit her with. Let's get Trinity. Are you guys all pumped up too? We made a truckload of cash, like undeserved cash last episode, so I have no qualms whatsoever about blowing a little coin here. Wash, what do you got for, you're all ranked up in level 4 gear. Okay, I wanted to see what Wash's disease was. He just has a little bit of vertigo going. That's not really a run-ender or specifically a problem. We do need to get some skills for Sophia. Wash is already touting rank 4. Trinity, how you doing? You need some skills as well? All right, let's head into the guild then. We'll get you sorted. Looks like weapons and armor pretty much covered for everybody who they can be covered for. This is going to leave Nick Bradshaw a little bit behind the curve, but Wash was always going to outrun him anyway. Yeah, Wash is sorted. You good? Nope. Okay, so we're going to blow quite a bit of cash on skills here, and Trinity's going to need a little bit of expenditures as well. Do I want to pick up Barbaric? I actually don't like Barbaric Yop. I know it's popular. People like stuns. I would much rather have my damage dealing classes be dealing damage than be trying to farm up a bunch of not necessarily useful stuns. Dead is just as good as stunned, except, better because dead doesn't wear off, whereas stun does. We did pick up our poisoned herb last episode, which I'm also super stoked about. And we are going into the cove. Ugh, no, we're going into the ruins. Oh, this is going to be a cakewalk then. Medium mission also in the ruins. We're good. We're good. So, outfits then. Nothing fancy for our Crusader. He's going to be fairly straightforward. Trinity's going to be working out of the second slot. And we'll have Rita Morgan bringing up the rear. So, Rita in the rear is going to be rocking with Junia's head and our Sacred Scroll. Nothing fancy there. Standard adventuring equipment. I think we definitely want to go with the Lucky Talisman. And we're not going to be fighting any Eldritch. We'll be fighting like humans and undead. So, what do we want to give you? You know, bonus speed, bonus crit on the first round. I don't hate for a Gravedigger. Do you have anything else that might be maybe slightly better or slightly more useful? We're not going to be fighting a lot of beasts, so no need for that. Survival Guide, I likewise don't hate. We could just give you some dodge with the big old feather crystal and have you'd be dodgy as shit. That would help relieve some of the healing that we might need. Or more specifically, stress relief, although we do have some. Now, you know what? Let's focus on damage here. Our Hell's Hairpin, yes, that's a big accuracy bonus, which is nice. Also a stress reduction, which is equally nice. And the stress reduction that we get there for being in highlight more than offsets what we need to cover Dismas's head's bonus damage. So let's take that. Crusader can take our Holy Orders, and do we want to go with the Commander's Orders? I think yes, we definitely do. Crusader's Orders, Commander's Orders, team is set. Let's grab some gear, get some provisions, get down into depths, and get to work. So we're on a medium-length mission. Let's take 2 full stacks of food, standardized 4 shovels. Let's grab 2 anti-venom, 2 bandages, 1 medicinal herb. Let's get 1 key, and we'll get 1 extra holy water. Then we'll take 2 full stacks of torches. Down we go. Spend a lot of cash, but hey, taxpayers are paying for it. It's the noble people of Prince Edward Island who are suffering here. For us, this is cost-free, man. I can drink myself into a stupor and go get like 9 liver transplants, and it's fine. They're harvesting them from some cod fisherman who lives on the long end of Prince Edward Island, and he's not going to miss them. Plus, the liver is the one organ that like regenerates itself. They got plenty of. They're swimming in liver up there in Prince Edward Island. What do we got to worry about? Obstacle. We're just going to check these curios and make sure none of them, because we are looking for holy relics. We just want to make sure none of them are holy relics. I think we'll circle up and skip this obstacle. Opportunity here for a trap disarm. Do we have anybody who can disarm traps? Yeah, Sophia's real good at it. We're going to take you. We're going to ignore these books. Thank you. Nobody walked past them, or rather only ever walk past them. Books are not to be touched. They are the tools of the devil. Knowledge is evil, and you should avoid it at all costs. Remain as ignorant as possible. This is the lesson Darkest Dungeon would remind us on a regular basis. Pack contains some loot. Darius Rucker, though? It's just blood-soaked pages torn from a... I don't care about blood-soaked pages torn from a journal. I want to know more about the man, the myth, the legend, Darius Rucker. Not only a highwayman, but the greatest soft rock frontman who has ever existed. It's all about Sir Darius. I gotta know. Tell me about the Ruckster. Okay, so here's a holy relic, I'm assuming. We also picked up Scout, Reliquary. That's got our holy relic. So 1 down, 2 to go. Things starting off pretty easy here. Circle over this way. We're going to pick up a curio. We actually have a team that would be okay against the Shambler. Not amazing, but okay. We could swap out for poison darts. Hurled daggers, poison... No, you know... We haven't completed the mission. We don't really need to fight the Shambler. That's the thing. We don't really need to do it. On a Legend dungeon, yeah, we still need to fight the Shambler on Legend because we haven't, but... I don't feel like now is the time. Today is not the day for a Shambler fight. Let's not press our luck. I think we're good. Sometimes you know, go for the big bunny, but today I'm feeling like maybe we might stop on a whammy. So you know what? Let's just not risk it. Where's my bonus crit, though, from that quick draw charm? We did get the debuff, which is nice. It lowers bleed resistance, which is, in this group, occasionally useful because we do have, we got a bleed unit here. Trinity's taking a little bit of a beating from the start. It's time to give as good as you get, girl. Okay, 13 damage, and she did pick up the bleed. I think we just go for the AoE heal here. Nothing fancy. Rita Morgan's going to do some solid aggregate healing. She may only be rank 2, but, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Got the move. The move is basically irrelevant here. It doesn't really matter much at all. We'll have Hoban Washburn throw 12 damage at the big guy. And I think we keep softening him up. There's a critical for us. Oh, now you critical? Talk about too little too late. Comes a blanket fire. Again, going to be entirely undone by Rita Morgan on her turn, so nothing to worry about. Let's go ahead and put fatal damage on this chump. I don't want to take a rain of whips. That is, in fact, fatal damage. Let's do a directed heal. Wash is getting a little lower than I'm comfortable with. That guy bled to death. That's going to knock these guys up into the front 2 ranks where they have a very much more limited selection of attacks. Cutthroat's tossing a shank. I think we just kill him. This guy already did his thing. He hit us with a blanket fire, so we got nothing really to worry about from that joke. And there's the dodge. So, let's go ahead and throw a knife in your heart then. Give ourselves a little bit of a buff. Are we going to kill you with this? I mean, it could. 9 to 17. I would rather not. You know what? Just take the buff. We'll kill you in a minute. We'll get back to you, all right? We'll come to you in a minute. I actually want to get one more round of healing off. And more than the healing, what I want to do is I want to have Wash get a little stress relief here. There we go. That's getting some back. And is it okay if I kill you now? There you go. We'll just finish off then. 6 deeds. 9 deeds from a single fight. That's a windfall of deeds. Something's got to go, though. What's it going to be? This citrine is what it's going to be. Because we have no real use for that. Might as well open this chest. Heirlooms, preferably. Portraits and busts, both of which we want to take. Holy water's really useful in the ruins. Bandages and, you know, medicinal herbs are only going to really be used on an alchemist bench. Anti-venom. I mean, we might find a weapons rack that we can throw bandages at. Also, more of the monsters in this dungeon are going to do a bleed than do a blight, so bandages are probably the smart man's play. I am not a particularly smart man, so me making the smart man's play is actually bucking the odds. Whack this with a shovel. What do we find? Alright, more deeds. I'll take them all day long. The onyx and the citrine we're just going to chuck on the floor. A little bit of a hunger prompt, that's fine. We have an abundance of food. We got food for days, yo. It's a smorgasbord up here. Smorgasbord of knuckle sandwiches for the punk asses in this dungeon. That's what it is. Hashtag knuckles tag smorgasbord. Wait, knuckle tag smorgasbord? Pack has a map inside. We haven't really been doing well on the scouting, so I don't dislike the map. It's a smorgasbord of knuckle sandwiches is what I was trying to get at. Rune battle with Curio. Curio, we're going to have to go through an obstacle, but we got to go through an obstacle either way. So we might as well circle down. We're already on the path. It's not a knuckle sandwich that we're giving this dungeon. We're going to give it a knuckle smorgasbord. That's what I was trying to get at. Fucked it up. Right? Yeah, I got some stress relief. This is a tough fight, though. Little worried about the ground pound. Also a little worried about this guy in the back. Worried enough that I think maybe we try and... Well, I was hoping we might be able to get the critical kill just from the jump, but that's not gonna... Sadly, that is not to be. I feel like the adrenaline rush is a smart play here just for the bonus damage on the buff. Gives us bonus damage, bonus accuracy for 3 rounds. A lot of damage. Crushing blow. Okay, Washburn is the best possible target for the crushing blow. This is ugly, though. Sweet dodge! Okay, we needed that dodge. The dodge was big. So was that heal. The heal was big, the dodge was big. Now we're in a position to start making a little bit of a comeback. 11 damage for the big guy. Alright, Sophia, another dodge. There you go. Now you're getting into swing of things, girl. And also, it's really time to start working this guy over. He does have a lot of protection, which is unfortunate. We're also not doing any damage to this back rank. Hopefully Rita Morgan can chip in a little something. Nope, she's going to be healing Wash because he's just got wrecked. Comes the spear thrust. Good dodge from Rita Morgan. Alright, Wash is going to keep tossing the beat down. And we're going to throw a directed heal. Wow, 9 was not quite as much as I would have hoped. Finally pulled the crit after all of that struggling. Another crit. Okay, Trinity, you know what? You just solved a pretty significant problem for us. Washburn with solid damage there. Spear thrust for Rita. As long as it doesn't critical, we're in the okay shape. It did not. Directed heal for Wash then. Wouldn't mind seeing if we could... I wish we had a stun. Right now I'm actually wishing I had Barbaric Yop. Spear thrust. 8 damage, not the end of the world. We're going to Adrenaline Rush. Give ourselves a little... The Adrenaline Rush bonus does, by the way, stack. We're going to Toxin Trickery. I'd like to get another heal, and more importantly, I'd like to get a little stress relief going. So Wash is going to pick up 9 of his own stress, and I think we're going to go for the Lightning Bolt kill. There we go. That way we did double duty. We got a little bit of heal, got a little bit of damage. Little from column A, little from column B. Gonna want these portraits. Torch. I think we can afford to lose the torch in favor of some portraits. Don't care about the Bloodthirst Ring. Don't really care about the Emerald either. Let's just chuck those on the floor. Who's got the most stress? 29 versus 28. We'll go ahead and touch the suit of armor. I always forget. For some reason, I always think the suit of armor is stress reduction, and it's the angel statue that's a stress reduction. That's just a buff, but it's actually a buff for a good target. Bonus damage, bonus protection until we camp. Empty sack. Oh, trouble in the boudoir, Washburn. Got an empty sack working up there. Is Zoe being left unfulfilled? No pun intended on the filled part, by the way. The unfulfilled. See what I was shooting for? Okay, you got it, Wash. You got it. And of course, we just ate most of our food, so we bumped into immediately a hunger prompt. We're still looking for some relics, too. We're still a few short. Did find our secret room. Room battle with treasure. This curio is not a quest object, so we're going to skip this direction. It saves us a little bit of a fight, saves us some time, saves us some trouble. We also found the secret room, which we're going to use this key on. And this is going to be a windfall of gold. Another 15 grand. Yeah, paid for in blood. I guess we'll just drink this holy water then, because I'm definitely not going to abandon a puzzling trapezohedron. Too useful to abandon. Gonna shovel our way through this. We know we've got no hallway battles here, so we're just going to let our light dip. I was going to camp, but I was going to camp to restore my light level. Now I'm not. I'm actually we're gonna press on. Let's hopeful we might get a little stress relief. This bonus torch is useful, and we are gonna want to burn our torches to take our light back up. 59 puts us at 84. That should get us through our next fight. Don't care about the Jade. Alright, just a little bit of a hallway skirmish here. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Nice critical. That's what we were hoping to start things off with with Sophia, was just a couple really quick crits. Comes the coral, only 5. Trinity, you got this, right? Just, yeah, you got it. Right in the face, little graveyard slash. Didn't crit, so it's not a problem. That's my only fear with the graveyard slash. I'm always worried that it's gonna critical. And we could go for some healing here, but we could also just go for a kill. Didn't quite get it. If Pelletier wins the speed roll, which she did, though, we got that one in the bag. And I think we just kill. We could have tried to chimp out a little bit of extra stress relief. What are you? Evasion Incense. Cultist only. Plus 8 dodge for -1 speed. I kind of want that. It's surprisingly good. Let's get rid of... How are we going to carry it out of the dungeon, though, becomes the question. I mean, we could camp. Let's take it for now. If we ultimately need to wind up ditching it, I mean, I suppose we could just ditch it. We're going to have to ditch something in this room because of the quest locale. Okay, this is not a great fight for us, but the surprise is helpful. Alright, so if we go this route, we might be able to get a kill on one of these guys before they get a chance to get off. Alright, sweet. And now there's a non-zero chance we could actually double them up. Nope, didn't double them up. Need a little more bang for our buck. We're going to drop the lightning bolt from the back. I would rather... I'm not worried about these guys. They just do damage. It's the stress I'm more worried about. And I don't even need to worry about that because Sophia is untouchable. She's like the lowest caste of society in one of those caste-based societies. She is an untouchable. Also, that's bullshit. People are people, man. Don't judge somebody based on their birth. Sins of the father and whatnot. That's not cool, bro. I think we just go for the knife to the heart. Yeah. Make sure that guy gets wrecked. Trinity's gonna mop up one of these guys. Let's have Hoburn go for a little bit of self-stress relieving. When I say self-stress relieving, it means he's jerking off. Decimated. Wash is rubbing one out with his self-stress relief. That's why Zoe is always unfulfilled. Because Wash is always fulfilled. He's up there touching himself in the cockpit. Bit of bump in the night. 2 damage. Don't. Trinity can actually undo that herself, and I think we will have her do that. We're gonna go for the Toxin Trickery. Let's take the bonus dodge. We'll go for the Adrenaline Rush. I want Wash to get another round of stress relief here. I really do. We're also gonna go AoE heal. Get everybody patched back up. Comes the bump in the night. Didn't even land. And we take the self-stress relief. Now we gotta kill this guy, though, or we're gonna get the dilly-dally penalty. So we gotta go. Just throw a knife in his heart. No dilly-dallying penalties, thank you. Got that mopped up. 6 crests, a truckload of gold that we can't carry. We can't even carry the crests. So something has got to give here. Let's take a look at our scout. In theory, we could afford to ditch these shovels. I want these crests. I don't care about the gold, but we also have to have a place to put the holy relic. Okay, we're going to ditch the shovels. We're going to take the crests. We can't carry the gold, so we're going to dump it on the floor. We already have the puzzling trapezohedrons taken up. I mean, we got the gold covered. We've got to get rid of something in order to carry this relic. I think the smart move here is to just camp. We camp. We don't get any stress relief from our food. We're going to have to use our abilities to get ourselves a little bit of stress relief. I'm thinking Zealous Speech covers you. It's actually overkill, though. We really don't need that. Let's Zealous Vigil. This prevents nighttime ambush and gets rid of most of Wash's stress. Then we have him Encourage here. Now we've got that stress under control. Still 6 time left. Do we want to do any buffs? I mean, we could wipe out the rest of the stress here and give ourselves stress resistance for 5 time. You know what? Yeah. Let's do it. Stress is completely gone. We've prevented nighttime ambush. We're not going to get any buffs. That's the one drawback. Although we can pilfer and get ourselves a shovel. Taking back the shovel is actually quite nice. And then we'll rest. Blessed with good health, well fed, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's real super happy to be here. We did pilfer that shovel, but sadly I think we got to throw it back on the floor. Although we do only have 2 food, which is not enough for a hunger prompt. So you know what? Screw it. If we're going to have to take the hunger prompt, let's take the hunger prompt. Just, that's the same thing that the people of Prince Edward Island, by the way, are always saying. You know, if we're going to have to go be tribute in a Hunger Games so that, of course, we threw it on the floor and then immediately get the 2 food. We might have gotten to Darius Rucker. My end. I scrawl this, victim of cruel fortune, who took me upon my wager, for I have lost my lucky... We've read this before. Cruel Fortune, the end of Hootie and the Blowfish. We've read this one, though, already. So, you know what? I'm not... I mean, I love Darius Rucker, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to read Darius Rucker reruns. One can only listen to Fairweather Johnson so many times before it starts to grit a little bit. I want to see you griddle it just a little bit. How come there is no McDonald's song for McGriddles where they ask to see us griddle it just a little bit? I want to see you griddle it. I mean, come on, McDonald's. It fucking writes itself. You just dropped the ball on that one. We could all be McGriddling it just a little bit. I think we should probably go for a kill here while we've got the advantage of surprise. Wash has got a pretty strong chance to finish one of those off. We're going to go for the Zealous. The Jacques. Got the kill. And this man is going to hit us with a Flurry of Claws, but he's got 2 health left, so I'm not that worried about it. Also, gargoyles are kind of slow. So, of course, you want a speed roll. Perfect. We took 4 damage. And I'm content to potentially take 4 more here in an effort to get some stress relief. We'll heal the damage that we've taken ourselves. Damn it, Wash. All you needed to do was beat Rita on a speed roll. That was it. That's all you had to do. One little measly shit and speed roll. Don't worry, though, because Sophia's back there to clean up your mess.
Success so clearly.
Constantly picking up after you.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
It's probably not a trick of the light. Speaking of trick of the light, Torchlight is starting to become at a premium. We are still at max light. We did surprise some monsters. We got to kill this Doomsayer. That's our goal. This attack hits both of our key targets. I'm going to forego damage on this guy because I want to get at least one of these stress units. So, of course, we missed. Perfect. Double dodge! Beautiful! Well, so much for getting out of this one without stress, because we're going to get, like, Doomsayed, and then Doomsayed again, and then Tempting Gobleted, and then Tempting Gobleted again. Also, we're going to get stabbed a bunch. Which one would think would be the more stressful of these two occupations, but it turns out it's really not. The stabbing, it's only mildly disconcerting. This goblet of blood thrown in your face, though, well, that'll just ruin your week. Accusation is like 25 stress. Okay, well, it's only 14, but still too much. And this is why I hate surprising enemies, because we got hit literally 8 times in a row. Every single one of these enemies beat us, our entire team, on a speed roll, huh? Okay, you know, that's not absurdist bullshit. Well, let's start doing some stress relief now that, you know, we've got time and inclination, because all that's left now are damage units, and I'm not really that worried about them. Why are you having Rita go for the AoE heal, Pete? I'm just trying to farm some crits. That's really my only motivation, is to try and pick up a couple extra criticals that we can use to get even that tiny little bit of extra stress gone. It is risky, because the longer we let them linger, the more likely we take a critical and actually lose ground in the stress department. But the enemy's only swinging at us once per turn now. We got him pretty well wrangled. Wash, let's get rid of his 9 stress. Still just let's farm crits, it's fine. Or farm 4 crits. I believe AoE heals, or actually heals just in general, have like a stock 12% chance to crit, and there's nothing you can do to modify it either up or down. But, you know, 12 to the 4th, 12% to the 4th power, it's something. We actually can't hit this guy with Trinity. Really, we should have Trinity working out of the front slot and have Hober and Washburn be back one. It's a overall better... Be an overall better layout for our team. It's an overall better marching order. Just kill this man. Or, you know, leave him with like 3 hit points so he can shoot someone in the heart. Or get stabbed in the heart himself and pick us up an extra stress relief. Just, the dungeon is just taunting me with food now. It's like the dungeon knows I'm on a diet, and it's like, oh, you sure, Pete? You don't want to try a couple of these donuts? They're real good. Got, you know, sour cream donuts up here. I'll be like, well, you know, I really am trying to watch my figure, but yeah, and then you eat like 9 donuts. Thanks, Darkest Dungeon. I really needed those empty calories. Alright, here's our holy relic, and ordinarily I would not care about, like, pressing my luck a little bit on this one, but since we're out of shovels, and more importantly, out of food, I don't want to take a bunch of stress for whatever we might get checking out this last room, so we're just going to go ahead and bail. Back to the hamlet. We got what we came for. Brawler's Gloves, got our deeds, 6,700 gold, along with the 15 grand in cash and prizes we pulled out of the dungeon, so we still made like 20 grand there. 12 deeds, portraits, couple crests. What we need now, I mean, for heirlooms, we're sort of covered. Hober and Washburn also made rank 4, which is fantastic. Torn Rotator is terrible. That's got to be fixed. Early Riser, bonus speed, which replaced Skilled Gambler. That's an objective upgrade for us. And picked up Quick Reflexes for Sophia, which is just, you know, straight up improvement. It's not an amazing ability, but it certainly doesn't suck. So we got to do a little seeker maintenance here. Cloister is free, Transept is free, Penance Hall is free. All of those things are free, and we don't really have anybody who needs to take advantage of them, per se. We should now have enough deeds to upgrade our armor. We do, but we require crests. So what are we going to do? We're going to turn some busts into crests, then. Let's get the old transfer thing going. Busts. Got to go up, because we need crests. How many do we need specifically? I wasn't paying attention. We need 49. So this puts us at 42. Gotta go 2, and we gotta go 1 more. All right, there we go. So it's gonna cost us 20 bucks to get rid of this, but this puts us exactly where we need to be. We now have rank 5. And potentially, we could start looking at a darkest dungeon. We could make a run on the darkest dungeon pretty much immediately. I mean, we could make that happen next episode. We got a team, a good team, that's now fully outfitted. We can get them as good as they need to be. They're all geared up here. Is that what we're gonna do next time? Well, they may not be quite as good as they need to be, because this is real expensive, actually. Like, absurdly, stupidly expensive. Like, groundbreaking, earth-shattering, holy shit, we're broke now expensive. But we're very close. Okay, so we have 2 things that are free, right? All right, so what we need to do. Jack Dawson, what have you got? You're bulimic. I don't want to send you in. Wash, you have vertigo, which we want to get rid of. And you picked up a negative quirk that I didn't like. What was it? Torn rotator, right. Okay, so we're going to fix that torn rotator cuff. This is going to cost us a fortune as well. Yeah, 2,200. Torn rotator cuff is taken care of. Dawson, I think we'll keep you out. Bulimia is not that big of a deal for a fighter like yourself. Franklin, what do you got? You still have vertigo. Bradshaw, you have hysterical blindness and scurvy. We should probably cure some of that. Let's get rid of the hysterical blindness. The scurvy is, you know, less of a problem. We could cure Russell Franklin as well. I wouldn't mind having him available to go on a mission with Team Marks a lot, though. And they could level. Yeah, let's hold off on Team Marks a lot there. And what we're going to do... Blake, how much stress have you got? So you have 6. Podman, how much stress have you got? You have 4. If we let you guys idle 1 more week, you should get rid of all that stress. But the other thing we could do is we could just send you up here and let you go. Ludomania, you're manic for money. You're not allowed to gamble, but that's fine. So oh, good. The penance hall is free, but fortunately the caretaker's in there. Nice work, caretaker. I kind of want to take advantage of free, but nobody really needs it that badly. It's nice, but it's... Nah, I mean, I think we just let these guys idle, and we go on a mission with... I'm feeling like Laurie Grimes, Jack Dawson, Maud Flanders, and Hoburn Washburn to try and get them a little bit of a level up. And if we can, maybe we go take a swing at a boss. But I think that's gonna have to wait till next time. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to be held in tribute for the healthcare system of the Canadian national peoples, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm not sure how subscribing to me helps you enjoy the Canadian healthcare system, but who's to say it doesn't, huh? It's like one of those ridiculous physics theories, like gravity doesn't exist. It's a fundamental aspect of a property of the universe we don't really understand. Sure, it sounds crazy as hell, because gravity is definitely an observable phenomenon, but the actual theory is not disprovable. My statement, likewise, cannot be falsified, and therefore, it's as true as anything else. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.